Team 1. This is going to be my video feedback for your alternative assignment. So just as a general feedback, I found that your information was quite disconnected. There's evidence that you did not work as a team. There is no fishbone as part of the PowerPoint assignment. That was to be part of the PowerPoint assignment, and this assignment was not uploaded into the discussion area of the teams as was part of the instructions for submitting this assignment. So although I am going to grade this particular PowerPoint, I will not be including the disconnected pieces of the fishbone, which was not included with this PowerPoint. The PowerPoint overall is not visually pleasing. PowerPoints are to be a visual media that presents ideas and concepts. Information should be bulleted out, not written in paragraphs as it is here, and font should not change. You've got different fonts all the way through your PowerPoint. Your APA format is lacking, and you have no references on any of your slides. So the references here that you give here include the video, right, that you were given, which does not include one of the three. You were to have three distinct, separate references to be used for this PowerPoint, and I do not find that, and I also cannot differentiate where you use that information throughout your presentation because there are no citations provided on any of your slides. As for the information, the general content of your PowerPoint, yes, this is the background of Josie's story, but as I look through your PowerPoint, there are grammatical errors and actually proofreading errors, spelling errors that will become evident as hopefully as we show through the screens. Here you have factual information, right? Some of the factual information, but it's very difficult to navigate in a paragraph format. Again, PowerPoints should be in bulleted format and kind of like what's here in errors noted, right? So errors noted, you're asking questions, right? So errors noted, central line infection. Was it truly a central line infection? I don't believe that was ever differentiated in the case. But not asking questions about it, but what specific errors. So if you say communication was an error, what about communication was the error? Appropriate dosing. What about the dosing was inappropriate, right? Not was the order appropriate, but was the dose and the time of the medication or medications appropriate for this particular child having these particular symptoms. So you're asking questions, not making statements about errors that you noted. All right, so I don't understand what you're talking about here when you say team step status of the patient, right? I don't know where that comes from. Is that part of errors noted? Are you trying to pull team steps in here? So this is very disconnected from actually what needs to be described here about the case. Yes, the nurse should have known not only Josie's baseline behavior or should have asked about it, but she should have also known the physiologic changes seen in a toddler who is exhibiting signs of dehydration. All of those things she was seeing, right? So it was her poor assessment and understanding, perhaps, of pediatric physiology, how a patient would act, pathophysiology, how a patient of this age group would act. So I'm thinking here, you've got team members here. Maybe this is part of maybe the fishbone. I'm not sure what this is, what you're talking about here. When you're saying team steps, team members, are you saying issues with team steps for team members? This is, again, you ask a question, right? Why are you asking me a question, or why are you asking a question on this PowerPoint? You should be answering. You should be giving content that helps your reader, helps me understand actually what you're trying to present. So although there's some good factual information here on the PowerPoints, it's very difficult to ascertain that factual information that you're presenting, right? So that's what I find problematic. And again, if this is supposed to be a breakout of team steps, right, all of these slides should look similar in the presentation of of the information. So if you're going to bullet out on this slide, you should be bulleting out multiple sections on this side, not just one thing, right? There should be multiple bullets. Or limit or condense, which I believe here you could do, some of the bullets on this slide, right? Making it more clear. Now, obviously for this particular assignment, you needed to have more content. So this slide is appropriate for this assignment, not for a traditional PowerPoint. But I would have preferred if the other slides, if you're talking about and trying to pull out TeamSteps information, that they all look similar, right? At least bulleted out information in several bulleted points, right? So again, this, I don't understand what you're doing here. It's very confusing. And then there is no, there's no fishbone with this, which makes it problematic. It's probably somewhere in the file area, but not being able to find it. This was to be part of the PowerPoint assignment, not separate from the PowerPoint assignment, and should have been added together at the end. So overall, I think you have some of, not all of the content that we needed for this particular case study. I think you just took, it seems like you took maybe pieces of the TeamSteps manual, the TeamSteps Pocket Guide, and put headings and tried to kind of put things underneath, but it's very disjointed, and it doesn't really show me that you understood many of these concepts on a deeper level. And your APA formatting, again, for your references, I don't even know where these references are used. If they were used, where were they used? And your formatting is incorrect for your APA references here. So, you know, this was not, I know you guys worked on this, but it's evident that you did not work on this for the entire week that you were given time to work on it from Tuesday after the live session until last evening. If you have any questions about any of my, and I'll be posting your grades in the Grade Center, and if you have any questions about any of my feedback, please feel free to email me.